Okay, Polikala. So the story based on Jesus healing Peter's mother-in-law. It's headed Jesus heals many, but we're only going to do the first part where he heals her mother-in-law. So after speaking in the synagogue on the Sabbath day, Jesus went to the home of Simon Peter and his brother. After speaking, you will not know. To say after speaking, you say apon. Apon. You've learned apon. They speak or they say. This would be after speaking. Apon. Apon. Having spoken or after speaking. Apon. It's going to look like, I'll show you in a moment. Okay, so after speaking, can anyone have a crack at in the synagogue? After speaking in the synagogue.
In te synagogue.
Polikala. In te synagogue. And can you carry on, Lucy?
Epiton sabaton.
Epi?
Epiton sabaton.
Plausible. Plausible. Now try saying it using in as the preferred one. For saying on the Sabbath, the preferred preposition is in.
In te sabaton.
And put it in the dative.
In te sabate. I'm not sure.
No problema. Anybody else? Sabbath in the dative from sabaton, uto. I take silence as cowardice.
To sabato.
To sabato. So, epon, in to synagoge, in te synagoge, in to sabato. Sometimes Sabbath appears in the plural when we would render it in the singular. The other word that does that is the word for heaven, uranos. So it would have also been legitimate to say tois sabasin, but let's go with to sabato. Suddenly wonder whether I'm declining the word correctly. Anyway, let's move on. But this is, I've just noticed now, on the Sabbath day. So to say on the Sabbath day, we're going to say in tehemera, on the day, in tehemera, of the Sabbath, ton sabaton, or tu sabatu if we do it in the singular. So let's say in the synagogue, in te synagoge, on the day, in hemera or in te hemera, tu sabatu. Got it? Now Jesus went. Vic?
Nej.
Can you say Jesus went?
O Jesus porio.
Uparuo. It's going to be an aorist.
I'm drawing a blank.
You're close, but you're not quite on the money. Isaac? Jesus went?
Ergetai Jesus.
Ergetai would be historical present if you were using it. I want an aorist. Can you put it into the aorist?
Poriomai Jesus.
that's still present, and now you've changed it to first person singular.
Ach, natuurlijk.
What's the aorist of erchomai?
I don't know. I know it's gonna be a second aorist, but I don't know the form.
No problema. Anyone? Anyone know the form? Elthon. So Elthon would be the first person singular. Third singular. Jesus went, Lucy.
Elthon, Elthe. Oye,
No. Elthe or A. Elthen.
Elthen, Jesus.
Elthen or Jesus. Elthen or Jesus. Okay, now to the home, pros ten oikian. Pros ten oikian. And I suspect I didn't change the. Oh, no, I did. No, I messed that up. Okay. Pros ten oikian. I'm just going to go out of that because I did mess that up in the next slide. So let's fix it. Okay, prosten oikian of Simon Peter would be in the genitive. Simon is Simon, so it becomes Simonos. Petru.
Kevin?
Hmm.
I don't know if it's for the other students, but the pictures, the icons of the students and yourself are sort of halfway over the
Are they gone now?
Over the spoken, no, it's over the spoken words. So I can see up to Jesus went to the, and then it's like this, nothing there.
Okay. All right. Are they gone now?
The words?
No, the icons.
No, still see them.
All right. At the top where all your icons are, to mute and that, do you have a first icon that looks like a screen with a little square dot in the bottom right corner?
Whoa, that's cool.
You can turn the icons on and off. I thought I was controlling it from my side, so when I turn them off here, they disappear on yours, but it doesn't seem to be. Right, so inside your window.
Yes.
Let me share a different screen here. Okay, so I'm going to share my own screen. That looks absolutely diabolical, but anyway.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that didn't work. Forget I tried that. All right, so in your Google Hangouts window where the conversation is,
Yes.
if you hover your mouse over the thing, you get icons sort of top center of your picture.
Over which thing, Kevin?
Am I the only one who's seeing those? No, you would have
apparently
the place where you
apparently
can mute the place where you can mute your mic and change your internet settings and leave a
Oh,
call.
my hat. There it is.
Right in the middle, top center.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Now the very first icon there is show or hide participants, and if you click on that, the little
Yeah.
the little icons with all our ugly faces will disappear.
That's the first time I noticed it.
It's relatively new. It's only been present in Hangouts probably for about 2 months. Okay. All right. So if you click on that, then the icons should disappear, and you'll be able to see all the words. The same obviously applies to everybody else. Has everybody found that?
In taxi.
No.
Okay. So Elthon or Elthen ho Jesus es ten oikian to Simonu, or to Simonos Petru. Could somebody try to say and his brother? In the
Kai
genitive
Adelphus.
case. You're going to have to put it in the genitive case because it's the home of Simon and his brother. So they're both going to be genitives.
Kai Adelphu Autu.
Kai tu adelphu autu. So if we put that all into Greek, it looks something like this. Epon, en te synagoge, en te mera tu sabatu, elthen ho Jesus pros ten oikian tu Simonos Petru, kai tu adelphu autu Andreas. Catalambanite? By the way, ti estin tuto. Kinosques? Ti estin tuto?
Onios?
Kalos, onos. Estin
Onos.
onos. Onos. Estin onos. A donkey. Okay. James and John. Anyone? James and John? Durrell? James and John?
What about them, Kevin?
Can you say James and John in Greek?
I can try.
Ioannis, Kai.
The Afrikaners in our midst have an unfair advantage here.
Okay,
Absolutely.
the second one is not in my.
Superior translating, Kevin. Superior
Yeah,
translators.
Go for it, Vic.
Yeah, Jacobus.
Jacobus. sorry, Gerald. In Afrikaans, the book of James is the book of Jacobus. And it's the same in Greek. I'm not sure how we get to James from Jacobos. So it's Jacobos kai Ioannes. Jacobos kai Ioannes. Right, now you won't know the word for worked. It's the aorist of ergazomai, and it's gasamen. But we're going to put it in the third person plural, so it's going to become gasanto. Try to say gasanto. They worked. Gasanto. Gasanto. Can you say who? If you wanted to say James and John, Jacobos kai Ioannes, who, what would that who be? As a relative pronoun.
Os.
Hos, but Jacobos kai Ioannes. Get the agreement right?
Hmm.
Hos is correct, but hos is singular. We need the
Oi.
hoi. Hoi, distinguished from the article only by accenting. Jacobos kai Ioannes, hoi ergasanto, hos halies. Hos halies. Sun Simoni Petri kai Andrea. Jacobos kai Ioannes, hoi ergasanto, hos halies. Hos halies. Sun Simoni Petri kai Andrea. Andrea. I'm very glad my name's not Andrew because it sounds like Andrea. Andrea.
Did you put Simon Peter in the dative there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because
So soon takes
Sun.
dative.
Sun takes a dative. Sun.
Okay.
Simoni Petri. Yeah, Petri is correct. Kai Andrea. We're with them. Anybody? Were? They were? Lucy? They were?
A sin.
Close. Asan.
A sun. Sun out turn.
Asan?
Sun
You're
out
right.
turn.
Methauton. Asan
Meta.
methauton. Methauton. Meta. Yeah, meta to be with. So if we type it, we're going to have Jakobos kai Ioannes, who worked, hoi ergasanta hos halies, sun Simoni Petri kai Andrea esan methauton. We're with them.
How do you know
Questions?
when to use sun and when to use met with or with?
I don't have a clue. Random selection.
Okay.
There will be some guidelines, but I haven't quite mastered them, if I'm brutally honest with you. You're not supposed to ask questions like that, Lucy.
Well, it's just because I use
Okay.
sun and the answer was with met.
Yeah, I'll try and have a look, actually. It's an interesting question. There definitely will be a distinction, but I'm not sure what the subtleties are. I'm pretty sure they were with them is meta, but when I was writing it up in the first part, I really wasn't sure whether it was meta or sun. So I used sun just to avoid repeating meta. All right, you won't be able to say living in the house, so just leave the word living off. In the house was Simon Peters, hutos estin, or haute estin, a penthera. Penthera. Penthera? Mother-in-law. Penthera. Vic?
Nee.
Eges penthera?
Ook ege penthera.
U penthera?
Penthera. Yeah, she passed away, so
Ah, sorry to hear that.
yeah, that's fine.
Lucy? Eges penthera? Lucy?
Nee, echo penthera.
Ah, agapas penthera su?
Nee.
Ah, Polikala. Who else can we ask? Nico? Eges penthera?
Nico has dropped off.
Ah, I couldn't see that. Dural, eges penthera?
Ook is Pantera.
UKG. Oh, UKG is penthera. Okay, so we've only got one penthera in the group here. I know for a fact that Isak does not have a penthera. So, only 1 out of 4. Well, 2 if you count me. Echo penthera. Kaigo. Okay, so can somebody, knowing that this is penthera, could somebody try to say, in the house was Simon Peter's mother-in-law? Anybody? In the house was
En hoikos, Simone Petri Pentera.
a brave effort.
But I butchered it.
But you weren't a coward.
Yeah, I tried.
Ente oikia. Oikos oikia. You can have it in either gender, and I don't think there's a meaningful difference. Oikos, oikia, for house. So we've been using the feminine earlier, so we'll stick with that. Ente oikia, obviously dative. Ein was. Simon Peters is going to be genitive because it's telling you whose mother-in-law. So our logical word order would be He penthera tu Simonos Petrou. Petros, Petrou. For some reason, I'm not sure what the genitive is there. Tell you what, let's find out before I teach you wrong.
I think I remember reading Petru sometime.
That is
Some-
Petrou. Petrou, yeah. So then it would be Petro. It declines as a second declension. All right. So ente oikia ein he penthera tu Simonos Petrou. Katalambanete.
Catalan.
Sorry, just say again the word that you used for was.
Ein.
En
Oh, so you did use ein, okay.
Ein he penthera tu Simonos Petrou.
This was the one that threw me off, but I found it now. The ein, I was able to do the rest.
Yowza. Peter has a stunning wife in this picture, assuming
Must
that's his
say.
wife.
Must say, yes.
All right, she has a great fever. Now, fever is puretos. Puretos. You can see the word pur, fire, to burn. So puretos. So she has, we want to say fever. I think we want to say it in the dative. She has a fever, a great one. So we're going to say eche pureto megale. Megalo. Yowza. I think puretos is, sorry, you can see this was a, puretos is masculine. Sorry, give me a sec here. Got a feeling, yeah, megalo. Okay. We'll leave out oikusa. Oikusa means living, referring to a woman. Living. Ente oikia, ene pentheratus Simonos Petrou. Eche, she has. Pureto megale. Megalo, sorry. Pureto megalo. Pureto megalo. Vic,
nee, Yes.
eches pureto?
Ook. Ege normative.
Lucy, tobrefos su eche pureto?
Kai, ege pureto.
Eche pureto.
Ege pureto.
Uk eche. Polikala. Isaac, eches pureto?
Echo pureto.
Ah.
Puretos.
Dural. Su eches pureto?
Uk eke peritos.
Ala he penthera tu Simonos eche pureto megalo. Eche pureto megalo. Had a great fever. They told him about her. You should be able to say that. Well, you should have the building blocks to say that. They told him. Did I get the right word there? They told him about her. Anybody?
You are no longer presenting.
My apologies. All right, but can anyone say they told him about her?
Epon peri autou.
Close. Repete.
Epon peri aute.
Closer. Epon is correct. They told Epon. Him. Him is going to be dative. Auto. Epon auto. Peri. Peri her. Who's going to be first to get the correct form?
Autem.
Autes.
Autes. Peri with the genitive. Epon auto peri autes. Epon auto peri autes. They told him about her. And immediately.
This become very strange.
Pardon?
Kevin, I don't know what you did, but we can see more now than we could before. We can see your next slide as well and some of your little tools down there. I don't know how that happened.
Okay, let me try to figure that out. I obviously shared the wrong screen. So we want to end screen share. All right, now it should be correct. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. Periautes. They told him periautes. Epon auto periautes, and immediately he went. Immediately.
Caiuthus Elthen.
Caiuthus Elthen. To see her, to see Vic from Blepo. We were talking about it last night. If Blepo is IC, what is to see?
Blepain.
Blepain.
Yeah.
Polikala. He went, Elthen, Blepain, and her.
I would go for Autain.
Autes.
Autain again. You you just cancelled out your great effort earlier, Dural. Just when we thought you had fully mastered the forms of aute.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so they told him about her. Epon auto periautes, and immediately Caiuthus, Elthen, Blepain autain. Autain is, her is the direct object of to see, so it would be accusative. Epon auto periautes, Caiuthus, Elthen, Blepain autain. T estin hu aute? T estin haute?
A pantera. A pantera.
Epenthera. Nai. Epenthera to Simonos. And ti eche he penthera to Simonos.
Puro Melago, Megalo, Puro Megalo.
Puretos megalos. Puretos. O eche pureto megalo. Pureto megalo.
Pureto
Nai.
Melago.
Polikala. Kai ti estin tuta.
O Jesus.
Ti estin. O Jesus. Hai gersin. Hai
Balin?
ger. Hai geres. Sorry. Hai geres. To Yesu, the hands. Hai geres. To Yesu. All right. He bent over. Are you still seeing my PowerPoint correctly?
Nee.
Right, he bent over, you're not going to know, so don't worry about it. Over her is epano autes. Over her. Epano autes. Epistas. Epistas is to bend or lean over. Epistas. Epano autes. He rebuked. Epitimesin. 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 So epano autes, over her. Epistas epano autes, he bent over her. Epitimesin, he rebuked to pureto. Kai aphaken, autein. Aphaken. Have you learned aphaken yet? No, I don't think so. All right. Aphaken is a word that you're going to encounter a lot. It covers a wide range of meaning, from to leave, to depart, to forgive, to divorce, and a whole bunch of others.
Kevin?
Why
was the topuretu is in the dative? Okay, I thought it was in the genitive, but okay, so it takes the dative there to the femur.
Epitimesin, the verb, takes a dative direct object. So he rebuked epitimesin topureto. This is the direct object of epitimesin, but it's in the dative case.
Okay.
Kai aphaken autein. Aphaken autein. And it left. This is a aorist. You don't recognize it yet. Autein. Kai epistas, having bent or leaned, epano autes, epitimesin topureto, he rebuked the fever, kai aphaken autein, and it left her. Tis estin haute? Tis? Daryl, tis estin haute?
Estin.
Haute?
Yes. Thuy. Peter's mother, I believe. Right?
U catalambano se? En Hellenica en Paracalo? Estin, hey?
Yes, Estin. Hey. I'm struggling with her name.
No problema. We don't know her name, actually.
Pen.
Pen.
penthera.
Penthera. Estine penthera tu Simonos Petru. Kai tis estin haute. Assuming, what is our assumed? Who do we assume this is?
Estin Gunei Petro? Petro Gunei?
Estine Gunei tu Petru. Kai he thugater tes autes. So she is the daughter of her. Kai he Gunei tu Petru, and the wife of Peter. Eche he Gunei tu Petru. Eche pureto. Eche pureto, Lucy?
Echo Purito.
Ukeche pureto. Polikala. And immediately she arose, and immediately, somebody other than Lucy, and immediately,
Kai Uthos.
Caiuthus. In Mark's Gospel, again and again and again, I think 46 times in the 16 chapters, we have Euthus, usually Caiuthus, and immediately. All right, you won't know she arose. It's egerthe. Egerthe. Well, you might know it because you've done aorist passives. You've done egerthe? From egero. Egero, I arise. Or I raise up, actually. So egerthe, she arose. Kai. All right. Now here is a stretch. Does anybody know the verb for to serve?
Something with diako. Diako.
Nai? Diakoneo.
Yeah, diakoneo.
Diakoneo. All right. So if diakoneo is the verb for I serve, how would we say she began serving, and the sense is she continued to serve. She began and continued to serve. How are we going to say that? Working from diakoneo.
Diakoneto.
Someone else?
Well, maybe the active diakone, she served.
All right, so what are we looking for to convey the idea she began serving with the implication that she continued serving for a while?
Diakone.
Nice idea. You put it in the wrong place. You stuck the augment in the wrong place, I think.
Diakone.
Diakone. And what is that, Lucy? What tense?
The imperfect.
Polikala. So Caiuthus, egerthe. Egerthe, even if you didn't know it, there are two strong markers here that it's aorist passive. You can see the theta eta. So that's a strong marker of an aorist passive, and we can see the vocalic augment, not guaranteed, but likely over here. So egerthe, Caiuthus egerthe, and immediately she arose. Kai diakone, and she was, or she began serving auto, him. Caiuthus egerthe, kai diakone auto. This is directly copied, I think, from Luke's account of the story. And there's this lovely, it may not be Luke's account, but it's from one of them. There's this lovely interchange between the perfect, sorry, the aorist, she arose, which is clearly a one-off punctilia, if you wish, kind of action. I mean, she didn't get up again and again. She got up once. Kai diakone, and she was serving him, or she began serving him, perhaps, but with a clear sense of the serving must have lasted for as long as he stayed in the house. She presumably, and you can see the interpretation in the picture, that the serving is understood as serving food, probably amongst other things, but certainly that's the interpretation given in the picture. Tis estin haute, Isaac?
Haute estin panthera to Simonos Petros.
Kai eche pireto?
I was thinking to say now or anymore.
Eti would be still, so you could have said something like Uk eti eche purito. She does not still have a fever. So let's run through that again, sticking to the Greek ones this time. So we've got apon, after speaking, apon, ento synagoge ente, hemeratu sabbatu, in the synagogue on the Sabbath day, Eilthin ho Jesus, prostenoikian to Simonos Petru. Jesus went to the house, prostenoikian, to Simonos Petru, kai tu adelphuau to Andreas. Why is this genitive? Somebody? Why is to adelphou genitive?
Because it's relating to Simon Peter and the house.
His family.
Nai, estin orthos. So it's the house of Simon and the house of Andrew, his brother. Okay, so to Simonos Petru kai to adelphou to Andreas. Jakobos kai Ioannes. Hoi ergasanto. What's ergasanto? Anybody remember?
They worked?
They worked. It's the second aorist of ergazomai. Ergazomai, meaning I work. Hoi ergasanto hos halies. Halies, anyone?
Fisherman.
Fisherman. It's plural. It's one of those weird plurals like pisteos. So it's the singular would be haleus, and it's one of those ones that has lost a consonantal iota. Hos halies, as fishermen, sunt Simoni Petri. That's wrong. It should be Petro.
With
Kai
Simon Peter.
Andrea.
With Simon Peter and Andrea.
No, but you said soon takes dative, so it should be so many Simoni Petri, isn't it?
Petro. This should be second declension now. I've wrongly treated it as third declension. Petros, Petru, Petro. Okay, so the iota should be omega with an iota subscript. Asan methauton. Asan methauton dural?
Together with them.
They were with them. Nai. All right. Oikusa, living, but we can leave it out. Ente oikia, ene penthera to Simonos Petru. Translation, please, Vic.
In the house was the mother-in-law of Simon Peter.
Eche pureto megalo.
She had a great fever.
Lucy, epon auto periautes.
He told him about her, and immediately he went and looked at her.
Nai polikala. Blepen is to see. You got the sense right. We haven't done these are infinitives. We haven't covered them yet. Epon, they told, auto, him. It's literally they said to him concerning her, if we put it in hyperliteral terms. Kaiuthus, Elthin, and immediately he went blepen autein to see her. Kai epistas, epistas, meaning having bent epano autes, over her. Anybody? Epetime sento pureto.
He rebuked the fever.
The fever.
Nai polikala kai afeken autein. Afeken autein. It left her. What do you think epetime sen is if you were to pass it? And why?
If I may try, I don't know if anyone else would try. It's a aorist, and it's a third person singular. And why? Because it's got the augment and yeah, and it's got the augment. I can't remember the rest.
STNK.
I can say I think it's because it has the ending of the aorist. It has yeah.
It's got the sigma, normally sigma alpha, right? Oi, sorry. So
yeah,
the tense formative for the aorist is normally sigma alpha, but in the third singular it goes to se, and a movable nu. So this sen is quite common as the sign of the aorist, first aorist. Okay. Kaiuthus egerthe, kai diekoneauto. Anybody?
And immediately she rose and served them.
And immediately she arose, kai diekone, and she began, or she was serving auto, him. Polikala. Quite a lot of that is taken verbatim from the various accounts of the story, which are quite short, but they do appear in all three synoptic gospels. Any questions?
You gerust, Kevin. I enjoyed that. I don't know if